So many of you have been asking in the comments, how do you connect an API? How do you even get one? And what it does actually, and if that's you, don't worry, in this video, I'm going to be breaking it all down step by step where it's going to be very non-tech savvy, no tech jargon or stuff. But I'm going to be showing you everything live, and we're going to be testing all of the couple of the APIs which are popular right now, and most of the APIs that I use in my videos, so that you will be kind of updated, and you will also know when I talk about the APIs, how to connect them and stuff, right? So let's go ahead and start the video. And so in this video, as you can see, we're going to be covering basically what API is, and we're going to be exploring three APIs that I mostly use: Fal AI and OpenAI and Gemini AI. And then we're going to be building a simple workflow based on these APIs, so that you can see experiment right live on the video. So first of all, we should know what actually is an API, right? So I'm going to be breaking this down in a very super simple way. uh, Assume it like it's a you're in a restaurant. Okay, so an API is like a waiter at a restaurant, right? So you as a user give a waiter the order that you have, right? That is a request because you're requesting something from the waiter, right? And then that waiter goes to the kitchen, which is actually the AI model or any platform, right? And then it brings back your food, which is a response that you're getting. So you ordered, and then that person took the order in the kitchen and then get back with the food. That is a response, right? So basically, you never go or went to the kitchen. You are just getting your food that you have asked for, right? Without going into the kitchen. So that's an API, and that's how it works. So when we say calling the API, we just mean sending a request and getting a data or a result back. Now we're gonna do one thing. We're gonna simply go ahead and just generate a simple workflow, or where we generate a simple video, right? Because I'm gonna be showing you this, in a simple way, that live and practically how it works and how I do it. Okay, so when I say, well, let's say generate a video, for that thing we need to go to the NA10, since now we are in the NA10. Okay, so the first thing in NA10, let's just set up the first basic things, right? So first thing, we need to set up a trigger, right? Let's just go with schedule a trigger, which is the basic. You can just go with any simple manual trigger. Let's go with this, execute this step. And then since normally when we make a video, we have the agent, right? Let's just add the agent, right? So in here, I'm only going to show you how you can set up the API keys for all of the things if you are going to generate a video, simple video, okay? So let's go ahead and add this here. Add you are a agent which creates videos, right? It's a simple one, okay? Now, since the agent is added, but it does not have any chat model, any LLM, right? So in the chat model, we can select, go with, let's just say, let's go with the OpenAI. Now, since we don't have any API keys for the, OpenAI, now what we can do is, I'm not going to claim the credits. You can do, but here the tutorial is about how you can set up the APIs. So let's go ahead and do one thing. Click on create credentials. Okay, so we need API key, we need organization ID and the base URL, right? It's already there, but so we need only the API key. So whenever you are going to use any API key for any platform, what you are going to do is, for example, here we're going to be using the OpenAI's API key. So we're going to be writing OpenAI API, right? So it will give you a different result. So here you can see create an OpenAI API key. You just click on it. So in your case, you might have to log in this. And then after that, what you need to do, as you can see here, we are in the API page. It has, on the left side, you have the API keys. You click on it, you'll be on this page. Then it says create new secret API key, right? You click on it, and then you just name it anything. I'll just say test. API key, and just keep it as it is. Permission is all, then create the secret API key. This is going to be our API key. So you click copy, and then you go to the NA10, you paste it here. Since this is optional, we don't want to do this, so let's go and save it, and it is saved. Let's go back, and here now we can select any model that we want to use. So let's use GPT-4o mini. Okay, this one. Okay, after that, this model is connected with this, and then we can go ahead and connect. Okay, so let's just generate some images, okay, using this OpenAI. But first, we need to get a prompt. So let's just write something for the prompt, okay? So you have to give me a prompt for an image of a cat walking in the street. And you don't need to provide me other stuff. I need a pure prompt, just an image prompt. That's it. Let's go and execute the step. Let's see what it gives. Okay, we got it. Perfect. So now let's add the HTTP request. Since we have the prompt, we need to generate an image. So to generate an image, we're going to be using the Fal AI, which is this. All right. And here, first thing that you guys need to understand is we always, change this method. So basically, there are a lot of options, but we mostly use only two things: the get option and the post option, right? So we'll be only talking about these two options. So now, since you already know like what is an API, so it's like sending a request, and it takes to the to the kitchen, and then it just gives back your order, right? That is like uh, when you are sending a request, that is a post method, right? And when you are getting a order, that is a get request. So in this case here right now, we are going to generate an image. So that means we need to set the post because we are generating. Now there are a lot of things: URL authentication and stuff. These options, what do we need to do with this? The first thing, um, we have to go to the platform. For example, right now we're going to be using the Fal AI. So first we need to understand how does the API work in Fals, right? So in most of the cases it is the same, but in some cases it is different. So let's just see Fal, what it does, how they provide API keys. So if you log into the Fal's account, and you will see this, these options. It has API keys. You click on it, and you will be on this page, and then you click add a key, and then you write any name for this key. I'll just write N8N, and I will start click on the create key. Once the key is created, it is here. All right, but to use the key, we need to set up other things first, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Copy this key, and then go back to the NA10. In authentication, let's go and click on it, and then go generic type. But there's also other things that we can go with that when you're dealing with the authentication. So we can go with none, we can go with open authentication, or we can go with header auth. So mostly, if you want to secure your API keys when you are like giving out this workflow to someone else, if you keep the authentication like simple or basic, then you're going to be revealing your API keys, so other person can use it, and it will be charged from your account. But if you're going to keep it secure, then we are going to be using the header auth. So when you click header auth, it says credentials, right? So you have to create new credential, and in the name, let's just see, because this name and the value are the main important things when it comes to name. So we have to check what the Fal is talking about, like what how are they dealing with this, what are the names that they provide, what is a value. Since we have the API key only, we cannot just directly and go ahead and paste it. It will not work because Fal has some different things. So I'm gonna show you that. Okay, since we have copied the API key, now we're gonna be just going to the Fal. We have to choose the model that we're gonna be using. Okay, so here let's just go with any of the models Flux. I'm gonna be going with the Flux simple one, general one. Okay, if I go with the simple one, I think this is the simple one, general, right? Okay, so here if you can if you're going to use this model to generate any image, so you have to click on the API. It will give you all the things that we need. So mostly what we do is table of contents. It has all the things. How do you install it? How do you set up API key, submit request? But here I would suggest to you, if other platforms has this option, you always choose HTTP. Okay, now since we have to first add this the account. How do we do it? So if you can just scroll a little bit down here, it says header and then it says authorization, right? Because this is a header. Headers is always like they're always the your authentication. So it says in header you just keep the name as authorization, and the key is key space fal key, which means the API should be key and then space, then the API that you have copied. Okay, I'm gonna first show you without keeping this key. Is just directly paste it and save it. Okay, it will save it, but it will not work. Let me show you. Okay, so but first we're gonna be using the URL of this, which is going to be the base URL. There are other ways to do it, but I'm showing you the way that we mostly use, because some platforms does not have the the shortest way that we can use. Since this is the URL, because it's already in here, now the data which is going to be we have to copy it from this from the curly braces inside. So we will copy it, sorry, and then you just turn on the send body, and then here keep it JSON and keep using JSON, and then you paste it in here. Okay, so in the field of prompt we're going to be deleting this and keep it as an expression, and then we're going to be drag and drop this output in the field in the between these quotes. So that is going to be our prompt. Okay, so if I click run, it will not work. Let's just do it. As you can see, it says authorization failed. Please check your credentials, because we have not added this key space the file key, right? You understand that? So we just we're going to go back to that credentials, and this is the credential, and you just hit this pencil icon, and then here delete this and write K capital EY key space, and then you basically copy this key and paste it in here, then save it, and then you go back and you execute. As you can see, this is perfectly working, and the status is in the queue. That means the request has been sent to the file. Now since it was a post request, now we need to get the image. Since the image request has been sent to the file, let's just go ahead and add the another HTTP request. But what we can do here is we can just simply copy and paste it and link this with this one and double click on it. So in this case we have to change two things. The first thing is a method, because now we need to get the image, right? So let's just go with the get, and this time we don't need any send body, because we're not sending anything from our side. We want to get something from their side, right? But the URL is something that we need to change. If we go back to the file, if you can see here, if we want to get the result, this is the get result, you click on it, then we have a different URL. It is this URL, right? You just copy it and you paste it in here, right? But in this case it has this URL and it has a request ID. If we hit run, it will not work. Let me show you. See, it says it is not found, because this is something that we need to change, because we're not telling the system that, hey, this is the ID or the request that I'm looking for. So we delete this, we drag and drop the request ID because it is already being generated from the previous post request. We drop it in here and then we hit execute. As you can see here, this is the perfect execution, and it has given us the bunch of things, and this is the URL of the image that we just got. If I just click on copy this link and open it, you will see the image. As you can see here, this is the image of a cat walking on the street. It's perfectly, and this is too realistic. So that's how you generate the images using the Fal. Now, in this video, you have learned how you can connect this simple workflow we just built using the AI, which is the OpenAI chat model, and the Fal's API, right? So I think this was the easiest way to do it, but I'm gonna show you one more thing, way that we can use, because sometimes, let me just add another node. Let's do one thing. You see this import curl option I was talking about? See, most of the things, platforms provide you these things, since we want to get the result, and you don't want to manually set up everything, like these URLs and like prompts and stuff. You just simply copy this complete command, in this code, and you just go to the NA10. You just don't do anything in here. You just click on import curl and you paste it, and then you just directly import. And as you can see here, it has filled all the details. The only thing which is required to add the key, which is going to be like this. If you just, it turns on the send header, which is your authentication. Since the name is already in there and the value is key space the file key, so the only thing that you need to replace is this key. Since this is our key and we will go back to NA10, we only replace this part and paste the file key. And if I just hit send, first thing I need to change the request ID, which is going to be from this node. Drop it in here. One second, I need to turn it into turn it into the expression and just paste it in here. Now everything is perfectly fine, and let's go ahead and execute. See, it also gave us the same result, but in a different way, that we use the import option of curl. And if I open it and then just go back, that's it. I mean, this is the image that we just generated. So that was it. I mean, if this was the very simplest explanation and simple video on what is an API, how to get an API, how to set it up, and basically this is the only way that you can use API, and it's a very simple explanation for using the API. Now, because whenever I make any workflows, now you get to know how I'm making, how I'm adding these APIs, how I'm setting up the APIs, where do I get them. So there is there's always different things about different models. That was the easiest one, and I think you guys have understand like how this everything API stuff works. So if you have any more questions, you can drop it in the comments. If you feel any kind of problems with any of your APIs, I will always reply to your comments, because as of now I have received a lot of comments, and I have replied every single comment. So don't forget to comment if you have any problems. All right, so have a good day. Bye bye.